unexpected encounter. The gentle hum of the life support systems was Captain Zara Chen's only companion as she floated through the dimly lit corridors of Outpost Epsilon. The space station, a marvel of human engineering, hung silently in the void between two distant star systems. It was humanity's furthest venture into the cosmos, a testament to their relentless drive to explore the unknown. Zara had volunteered for this solo mission, driven by an insatiable curiosity about what lay beyond the boundaries of known space. 6 months into her year-long deployment, the isolation was beginning to wear on her. She longed for the bustle of Earth's spaceports, the camaraderie of her fellow explorers. But out here, in the vastness of uncharted space, she was alone, or so she thought. As she made her way to the hygiene unit for her scheduled cleaning, Zara's mind wandered to the latest data she'd collected from the station's long-range sensors. Strange energy signatures had been detected in a nearby sector. Unlike anything in the databases, she'd have to analyze them further after her shower. The hygiene unit hissed open, revealing a compact cubicle barely large enough for one person. Zara stepped inside, the door sealing behind her with a soft pneumatic sound. As the cleansing mist began to envelop her, she closed her eyes, allowing herself a moment of relaxation. That's when she heard it, a soft, melodic hum that definitely wasn't part of the station's usual symphony of sounds. Zara's eyes snapped open, her heart racing. There, not 2 feet away, stood a being that defied explanation. The creature, for lack of a better term, was vaguely humanoid, but that's where the similarities ended. Its skin shimmered with an iridescent quality, shifting colors like the surface of a soap bubble. Large, almond-shaped eyes regarded Zara with unmistakable curiosity. The being had no hair, but atop its head was a crown-like structure that pulsed with soft light. Zara's training kicked in, overriding her initial shock. "This is Captain Zara Chen of the Earth Exploration Fleet," she said, her voice steady despite the surreal situation. "I come in peace." The being tilted its head, the lights on its crown flickering rapidly. Then, to Zara's astonishment, it spoke, not with words, but with a series of musical tones that seemed to resonate within her mind. I don't understand," Zara admitted, her scientific curiosity beginning to override her fear. "How did you get here? How are you surviving in our atmosphere?" The alien, for that's what it clearly was, raised a hand. Its fingers were long and delicate, ending in points that looked almost crystalline. It pointed at Zara, then at itself, then made a sweeping gesture that encompassed the station. "You want to know about me, about humans," Zara guessed. The alien's crown pulsed brightly, which she took as affirmation. "Okay, let's start with the basics. I'm human. We come from a planet called Earth." As Zara spoke, the alien's eyes widened, drinking in every word. Its skin rippled with changing colors, as if reflecting its emotional state. When Zara mentioned Earth, the being made a sound like tinkling bells. Was that laughter? Despite the bizarreness of the situation, Zara found herself relaxing. There was something inherently non-threatening about the alien. Its curiosity mirrored her own, and she felt an unexpected kinship with this strange visitor. "I don't suppose you can tell me where you're from?" Zara asked. The alien's response was a series of musical notes that painted a vivid picture in Zara's mind, a world of crystal spires and swirling nebulas, bathed in the light of twin suns. "That's incredible," Zara breathed. "But how are we communicating? Are you telepathic?" The alien's skin shifted to a deep blue, and it made a gesture that Zara interpreted as a shrug. Clearly, the mechanics of their communication were as mysterious to the alien as they were to her. As the initial shock wore off, Zara's mind raced with the implications of this encounter. First contact with an alien species, happening here, on her remote outpost. It was simultaneously thrilling and terrifying. "We need to document this," Zara said, more to herself than to the alien. "The folks back home are never going to believe this." The alien cocked its head, its crown pulsing questioningly. Zara realized it probably didn't understand the concept of home as she did. How to explain Earth, human society, the vast network of colonies and outposts that humanity had spread across the stars. "Come with me," Zara said, gesturing for the alien to follow. "I'll show you." As they left the hygiene unit, Zara couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity of the situation. Here she was, leading an alien being through a human space station, both of them dripping wet from the cleaning mist. It was hardly the dignified first contact scenario she'd imagined in her academy days. The alien seemed fascinated by everything it saw. It trailed a crystalline finger along the station's walls, cooed at the holographic displays, and stared in wonder at the view of space from the observation deck. Zara pulled up the station's database on a nearby console. "This is Earth," she said, bringing up an image of humanity's home planet. The alien leaned in close, its eyes reflecting the blue and green sphere. As Zara began to explain human history, culture, and technology, she found herself seeing her own species through new eyes. The alien's reactions, sometimes confusion, sometimes awe, sometimes what seemed like amusement, made her realize how strange and wonderful human achievements must seem to an outside observer. Hours passed as Zara shared knowledge about humanity, and in turn, tried to decipher what the alien was communicating about its own species and civilization. It was challenging, often frustrating, but exhilarating. This, Zara realized, was why she had become an explorer. This moment of discovery, of pushing the boundaries of human understanding, was what she had always dreamed of. As the station's day cycle began to dim, simulating night, Zara realized she had been awake for nearly 20 hours. The adrenaline of the encounter was wearing off, leaving her exhausted but elated. "I need to rest," she told the alien, mimicking sleep. The being nodded. Apparently, that gesture was universal, and settled into a corner of the observation deck, its skin taking on the dark, star-speckled appearance of space itself. Camouflage, Zara realized. An evolutionary adaptation for a species that lived among the stars. As Zara prepared for sleep, her mind whirled with questions and possibilities. How would this encounter change humanity's place in the universe? What wonders and challenges lay ahead as they ventured further into the cosmos? One thing was certain: the universe was far stranger, far more wonderful than humanity had ever imagined. And Zara Chen, lone explorer on a remote outpost, had just opened the door to a new era of human history. As she drifted off to sleep, Zara smiled. Tomorrow would bring new discoveries, new challenges, but for now, she savored the knowledge that she was no longer alone in the vast expanse of space. Humanity had made its first alien friend, and the future was bright with possibility. Cultural exchange. The artificial dawn of Outpost Epsilon gradually illuminated the observation deck, rousing Zara from her fitful sleep. For a moment, she wondered if the events of the previous day had been an elaborate dream. But as her eyes adjusted to the light, she saw the alien being, its skin now mimicking the soft pinks and oranges of the simulated sunrise. "So it wasn't a dream," Zara murmured, a mix of relief and excitement washing over her. The alien's crown pulsed in response, and a gentle melody filled Zara's mind. Somehow, she understood it as a greeting. "Good morning to you too," she replied, smiling. "I suppose we should start with names. I'm Zara, Zara Chen." She pointed to herself, enunciating clearly. The alien considered for a moment, then emitted a series of chimes that resonated in Zara's chest. It was beautiful, but utterly unpronounceable for human vocal cords. "Mind if I call you Aria?" Zara suggested, inspired by the musical nature of the alien's communication. The being's skin rippled with a warm golden hue, which Zara took as approval. With introductions out of the way, Zara's scientific curiosity took over. She had so many questions about Aria's species, their technology, their culture. But how to bridge the vast gulf of understanding between them? Zara pulled up the station's holographic interface. "Let's start with the basics," she said, projecting an image of the solar system. "This is where humans come from. Can you show me your home? Arya stepped forward, her crystalline fingers dancing through the holographic stars. The image zoomed out, until the Milky Way was just a speck among countless others. Then it zoomed in on a cluster of stars Zara had never seen before, finally settling on a binary star system with a dozen planets orbiting in complex patterns. That's incredible, Zara breathed. You've come so far. Arya's skin shimmered with what Zara was beginning to recognize as pride. The alien gestured at the holographic display, then at the vast expanse of space visible through the observation window. You're explorers too, Zara realized. Like us. Over the next few hours, Zara and Arya engaged in a fascinating, if sometimes frustrating, exchange of information. They developed a rudimentary system of communication, combining Zara's words, Arya's musical tones, and the holographic display to bridge the gap between their species. Zara learned that Arya's people were an ancient race, having achieved interstellar travel millennia before humans had even looked up at the stars and wondered what lay beyond. They were a peaceful species, driven by an insatiable curiosity about the universe and its myriad life forms. In turn, Zara shared the history of human space exploration. She told Arya about the first tentative steps into Earth's orbit, the moon landings, the Mars colonies, and finally, the development of faster-than-light travel that had allowed humanity to reach the stars. Arya seemed particularly fascinated by human emotions. The concept of feeling seemed foreign to her species, who operated on a level of pure logic and curiosity. Zara found herself struggling to explain concepts like love, fear, and hope. It's like a driving force, Zara tried to explain. Emotions shape our decisions, our art, our entire culture. Arya's crown pulsed rapidly, and Zara felt a wave of something akin to confusion wash over her. Then, to her surprise, Arya began to change color rapidly, cycling through a rainbow of hues. Are you trying to experience emotions? Zara asked, amazed. The alien's skin settled on a soft blue, and a gentle melody filled the air. It was the closest thing to a yes that Zara had heard from Arya. As their exchange continued, Zara found herself gaining a new perspective on humanity. Seeing her species through Arya's eyes made her acutely aware of both humanity's achievements and its flaws. We've come so far, she mused, showing Arya images of Earth's greatest architectural marvels and scientific achievements. But we've made many mistakes along the way. She explained about wars, environmental destruction, and the ongoing struggles for equality and justice that still plagued human society. Arya listened intently, her crown pulsing with what Zara interpreted as deep thought. Then, to Zara's surprise, Arya began to share similar stories from her own species' history. Through a complex series of musical tones and holographic images, she conveyed tales of ancient conflicts, environmental challenges overcome, and the long journey towards the harmonious society her people now enjoyed. We're not so different after all, Zara realized aloud. As their cultural exchange deepened, Zara found herself wondering about the implications of this encounter. How would humanity react to the knowledge that they were not alone in the universe? How would this change their perception of their place in the cosmos? Arya, Zara said, her tone serious. I need to contact Earth. They need to know about you, about your people. Arya's skin darkened, and a low, warning tone filled the air. She gestured at the holographic display, bringing up images of various alien species. Some looked peaceful, others decidedly less so. You've encountered other races, Zara realized. And not all of them were friendly. Arya confirmed this with a sad melody. She then pointed at Zara, then at herself, then made a gesture that encompassed the entire station. You think we should keep this encounter between us, for now? Zara asked, understanding dawning. Arya's affirmative pulse was tinged with what Zara could only describe as relief. Zara pondered this. Every instinct, every regulation told her she should report this immediately. But Arya's warning gave her pause. Humanity was still young in galactic terms, still struggling with its own internal conflicts. Were they ready for the complexities of interstellar diplomacy? "Okay," Zara finally said. "We'll keep this between us, for now. But in return, I want to learn everything you can teach me about the galaxy. Deal?" Aria's skin blazed with a bright, joyful yellow, and a melody like laughter filled the air. As they settled in for more in-depth exchanges, Zara felt a profound sense of responsibility settle over her. She was not just an explorer anymore. She had become humanity's unofficial ambassador to the stars. The cultural exchange continued, each moment bringing new revelations and deepening the bond between human and alien. As the station's day cycle began to wane once more, Zara realized that in just 2 days, her understanding of the universe and humanity's place in it had fundamentally changed. What other wonders awaited them in the vast expanse of space? What challenges would they face? As she and Aria gazed out at the star-studded void, Zara knew one thing for certain: galactic threat days turned into weeks as Zara and Aria continued their cultural exchange. The human and the alien had developed a rhythm, spending hours each day sharing knowledge, comparing experiences, and slowly bridging the vast gulf between their species. Zara's understanding of the universe expanded exponentially, while Aria's fascination with human emotions and culture only grew. It was during one of their regular sessions at the holographic interface that everything changed. Aria was in the middle of explaining the intricate political structure of her species' interstellar alliance when suddenly, her entire body pulsed with a deep, alarming red. A discordant melody, sharp and urgent, filled the air. "Aria, what's wrong?" Zara asked, instantly alert. The alien's crystalline fingers danced across the holographic controls, pulling up a view of the space surrounding the station. At first, Zara saw nothing unusual, just the familiar starscape she'd been observing for months. Then she noticed it, a distortion in space, like a heat haze on a summer day, slowly growing larger. "What is that?" Zara whispered, a chill running down her spine. Aria's response was a series of rapid, alarming tones. Images flashed across the holographic display, worlds consumed by darkness, entire star systems vanishing, fleets of ships fleeing in terror. A threat, Zara realized, her heart racing. A threat to the entire galaxy. Aria confirmed with a grim pulse of her crown. The alien began to explain, combining musical tones with a holographic display to convey complex information. Zara listened intently, her mind reeling as she tried to grasp the enormity of what she was learning. The distortion they were seeing was the edge of an expanding field of dark energy, a phenomenon Aria's people called the void. It consumed everything in its path, breaking down matter at the subatomic level and leaving nothing but empty space in its wake. Entire civilizations had already fallen to it, and it was spreading faster than anyone could have predicted. But why is it here? Zara asked, gesturing at the view of the approaching distortion. This sector was supposed to be safe. Aria's response was uncertain. Her people had been studying the void for centuries, trying to understand its nature and origin. They had managed to predict its movements to some extent, but this sudden appearance in a supposedly safe sector defied all their models. As Zara watched the distortion grow, a terrifying thought struck her. "Earth," she breathed. "Is Earth in danger?" Aria's skin darkened to a somber blue. She brought up a galactic map, showing the projected path of the void. To Zara's horror, Earth lay directly in its path. "We have to warn them," Zara said, moving towards the communication array. But Aria stopped her, her touch gentle but firm. The alien explained, through a complex series of tones and images, that a direct warning might do more harm than good. Earth, like many young civilizations, was not yet ready for the full truth of the galactic community. The panic and chaos that would ensue from such a revelation could be catastrophic. "Then what do we do?" Zara demanded, frustration and fear warring within her. "We can't just let Earth be destroyed." Aria's crown pulsed thoughtfully. Then, to Zara's surprise, the alien began to change shape. Her form shifted and morphed until she looked almost human. Not a perfect replica, but close enough to pass as a unique subspecies or a result of genetic engineering. You can shapeshift, Zara gasped, momentarily distracted from the impending doom. Arya nodded, then pointed at Zara, then at herself, then at the station's shuttle bay. You want us to go to Earth together? Zara asked, understanding dawning. To warn them in person. Arya confirmed with a pulse of her crown. She then brought up schematics of various technologies on the holographic display, advanced shielding, energy weapons, and propulsion systems far beyond current human capabilities. You're offering to help us defend ourselves, Zara realized. To give us a fighting chance against the void. Arya's affirmative pulse was tinged with determination. She had clearly decided that the potential benefits of this intervention outweighed the risks of exposing Earth to advanced alien technology. Zara's mind raced. This plan violated every protocol, every rule she'd sworn to uphold as an Earth exploration fleet captain. But faced with the annihilation of her entire species, those rules seemed insignificant. All right, Zara said, her voice steady with newfound resolve. Let's do this. But we'll need a plan. We can't just show up on Earth with advanced alien tech and expect everyone to believe us. Over the next few hours, Zara and Arya formulated a strategy. They would travel to Earth in the station's shuttle, modified with Arya's advanced technology to make the journey in a fraction of the usual time. Zara would use her credentials to get an audience with the top brass of the Earth exploration fleet. Arya, in her human-like form, would pose as a representative of a previously undiscovered human colony, bringing warnings of a cosmic threat and offering advanced technology as a sign of good faith. As they made final preparations for their journey, Zara felt the weight of her responsibility more heavily than ever. The fate of Earth, of all humanity, rested on their shoulders. She looked at Arya, this alien being who had become her closest friend and ally. Ready to save the galaxy? Zara asked, attempting a smile despite her nerves. Arya's skin shimmered with a determined gold, and a melody of courage and hope filled the air. As they boarded the shuttle and prepared for launch, Zara knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, she couldn't ask for a better partner to face them with. The shuttle's engines hummed to life, and the stars outside began to blur as they accelerated to impossible speeds. Zara took a deep breath, steeling herself for what was to come. The greatest challenge humanity had ever faced awaited them, but they weren't facing it alone. For the first time, humans and aliens would stand together against a threat to all life in the galaxy. As Outpost Epsilon faded into the distance behind them, Zara allowed herself a moment of hope. Against all odds, they had a chance. And sometimes, a chance was all you needed to change the course of history. Human ingenuity. The journey to Earth was a blur of faster-than-light travel and tense preparation. Zara spent the time briefing Arya on human customs and refining their cover story, while Arya worked tirelessly to adapt her advanced technology for human use. As they approached Earth's solar system, Zara felt a mix of anticipation and dread. How would her superiors react to their warning? Would they be believed or dismissed as delusional? Their modified shuttle sliced through space, decelerating as it entered the familiar confines of the solar system. Zara's breath caught in her throat as the blue marble of Earth came into view. It looked so fragile, so unaware of the cosmic threat looming in the darkness beyond. "Home," Zara whispered, a wave of emotion washing over her. Arya, still in her human-like form, placed a comforting hand on Zara's shoulder. The gesture was still somewhat awkward, but Zara appreciated the sentiment behind it. As they approached Earth's orbital defense network, Zara transmitted her identification codes. There was a tense moment of silence before a gruff voice crackled over the comm system. "Captain Chen, you're not due back for another 6 months. Explain yourself." Zara took a deep breath. "This is Captain Zara Chen of the Earth Exploration Fleet. I'm declaring a Code Omega. Repeat, Code Omega. Requesting immediate audience with Fleet Admiral Harrison." There was a long pause. Code Omega was reserved for existential threats to humanity. It had never been used outside of drills. Acknowledged Captain Chen. You are cleared for landing at EEF headquarters. Security teams will meet you upon arrival. As they began their descent through Earth's atmosphere, Zora turned to Arya. Remember the plan. Let me do the talking at first, and whatever happens, try not to reveal your true nature unless absolutely necessary. Arya nodded, her skin shifting to a neutral tone that perfectly mimicked human complexion. Their shuttle touched down on the landing pad of the Earth Exploration Fleet headquarters, a massive complex sprawling across what used to be Cape Canaveral. As the hatch opened, Zara saw a phalanx of armed security personnel surrounding the ship, their weapons at the ready. Here we go, Zara muttered, stepping out with her hands raised. I'm Captain Zora Chen. This is Arya, a representative from the Colony of Harmony. We need to speak with Admiral Harrison immediately. The next few hours were a whirlwind of security checks, debriefings, and increasingly heated discussions. Zora and Arya were ushered into a high-security conference room where they faced a panel of Earth's top military and scientific leaders, including the stern-faced Admiral Harrison. Zora laid out the situation, the approaching void, the threat it posed to Earth and all of humanity. She presented the data they had gathered, explaining how Arya's colony had detected the phenomenon and sent her to warn Earth. The reactions ranged from skepticism to outright disbelief. It was only when Arya stepped forward, demonstrating some of her advanced technology, that the mood in the room began to shift. Even if what you're saying is true, Admiral Harrison said, his voice gruff, how do you propose we fight something that destroys matter itself? We're talking about the breakdown of physics as we know it. This was the moment Zara had been dreading and hoping for. She glanced at Arya, who gave an almost imperceptible nod. That's where human ingenuity comes in, Admiral, Zara said, her voice steady. Arya's people have been fighting the void for centuries, but they've only been able to slow its advance, not stop it. I believe that with their advanced technology and our unique approach to problem-solving, we might be able to find a solution. The room erupted in discussion. Scientists debated theories, military leaders argued strategies, and through it all, Zara and Arya stood firm, answering questions and offering insights. As the debate raged on, Dr. Amelia Rossi, Earth's leading quantum physicist, spoke up. What if, she said, her eyes gleaming with the excitement of a new idea, we don't try to stop the void, but redirect it? The room fell silent, all eyes turning to Dr. Rossi. Explain, Admiral Harrison demanded. Dr. Rossi stepped up to the holographic display, her fingers flying as she pulled up complex equations and models. If the void operates on principles of dark energy, it might be possible to create a field of opposing energy, call it light energy for simplicity's sake, that could divert its path. Arya's eyes widened, her skin flickering with rapid color changes that she quickly suppressed. She stepped forward, adding her own insights to Dr. Rossi's theory. For the next several hours, the conference room became a think tank unlike any in human history. Human scientists and military strategists worked alongside an alien being, bouncing ideas off each other, challenging assumptions, and slowly, painstakingly, crafting a plan. Zora watched in awe as human ingenuity, bolstered by Arya's advanced knowledge, gave birth to a potential solution. They proposed creating a network of satellites equipped with Arya's technology, capable of generating a massive light energy field. This field wouldn't destroy the void, but it could potentially alter its course, steering it away from Earth and other inhabited systems. It's a long shot, Admiral Harrison said, looking over the final proposal, but it's the best chance we've got. Captain Chen, you and Arya will oversee this project. You have whatever resources you need. If we're going down fighting. As the meeting adjourned and preparations for the massive undertaking began, Zara pulled Arya aside. I can't believe it, Zara whispered. They're actually listening. We might have a chance. Aria's skin shimmered with a warm, hopeful gold. She gestured at the bustling activity around them, then at Zara, her meaning clear. This is what makes humans special. Zara nodded, a fierce pride in her species welling up inside her. Humanity had faced extinction-level threats before: ice ages, plagues, world wars, climate change, and had always found a way to survive, to adapt, to overcome. This cosmic threat was on a scale beyond anything they had faced before, but that indomitable human spirit was rising to the challenge. As they walked out of the headquarters, the setting sun painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Zara felt a renewed sense of hope. The road ahead would be difficult, perhaps the most challenging in human history. But they had a plan, they had allies, and most importantly, they had the collective will and ingenuity of humanity behind them. The battle for Earth, for the entire galaxy, was just beginning. But for the first time since learning of the Void, Zara allowed herself to believe that they might just win. Alien evolution. In the months that followed, Earth became a hive of activity unlike anything in human history. The project, codenamed Lightbringer, saw the rapid development and deployment of a vast network of satellites designed to create the light energy field that would hopefully divert the Void. Zara and Aria found themselves at the heart of this monumental effort, bridging the gap between human and alien technology. They worked tirelessly, pushing the boundaries of what was possible, combining Aria's advanced knowledge with humanity's innovative spirit. As they raced against time, Zara noticed subtle changes in Aria. The alien's mannerisms became more human-like, her understanding of human emotions deepening. She no longer simply mimicked human behavior. She seemed to be internalizing it, evolving in response to her prolonged exposure to humanity. One late night, as they pored over holographic schematics in a lab high above the bustling city, Zara decided to broach the subject. "Aria," she said softly, "I've noticed you've been different lately, more human in a way. Is everything okay?" Aria's skin rippled with a mix of colors, surprise, uncertainty, and something Zara couldn't quite identify. When she spoke, her voice was a blend of her natural tones and human speech. "I feel different, Zara," Aria admitted. "Your species, your way of thinking, it's changing me. I'm experiencing emotions, I think. It's confusing, but also exhilarating." Zara listened, fascinated, as Aria tried to articulate her transformation. The alien described how human creativity and emotional responses had sparked something within her, awakening new ways of perceiving and interacting with the world. "It's like a new sense has been activated," Aria explained, her skin pulsing with excited yellows and curious greens. "I'm not just observing and analyzing anymore. I'm feeling, intuiting, dreaming." This revelation added a new dimension to their work. Aria's evolving perspective brought fresh insights to the Lightbringer project. She began to approach problems not just with logic, but with intuition and emotional intelligence. The fusion of her species' vast knowledge and her newfound human-like creativity led to breakthroughs that pushed the project forward by leaps and bounds. As news of the impending threat spread, humanity rallied in a way Zara had never seen before. Old conflicts were set aside, resources were pooled, and a spirit of global cooperation took hold. The face of imminent extinction, it seemed, had a way of putting petty differences into perspective. Aria watched this all with growing amazement. "Your species continues to surprise me," she told Zara one day, as they watched a live feed of volunteers from former enemy nations working side by side to construct a Lightbringer relay station. "In the face of annihilation, you don't give up. You unite. You fight." Zara nodded, a lump forming in her throat. "It's who we are," she said simply. "When our backs are against the wall, humanity shows its true colors." As the months wore on, Aria's evolution continued. She began to form deep bonds with the humans she worked with, not just observing their emotions but sharing them. She laughed at jokes, felt frustration at setbacks, and experienced the bittersweet pain of hope in the face of overwhelming odds. One particularly grueling day, after a failed test of the light energy field generator, Zara found Aria standing alone on the observation deck of the space station that had become their second home. The alien's skin was a deep, somber blue, her usually bright crown dim and pulsing slowly. "Aria, what's wrong?" Zara asked, concern evident in her voice. Aria turned, and Zara was shocked to see something glistening in the alien's eyes. Tears. "I'm afraid, Zara," Aria admitted, her voice quavering. "I'm afraid we might fail. That all of this, Earth, humanity, everything we've worked for, might be lost." Zara felt a surge of emotion. This was more than just Aria mimicking human behavior. This was genuine fear, genuine care. Aria had truly evolved, grown to love humanity in her own unique way. Without hesitation, Zara stepped forward and embraced her alien friend. Aria stiffened for a moment, then relaxed into the hug, her skin warming to a soft, comforting pink. "Fear is part of being human, Aria," Zara said softly. "But so is hope. And right now, we need to hold on to that hope. We're not done fighting yet." As they stood there, human and alien united in shared emotion and shared purpose, Zara realized that this connection, this ability to grow and change and form bonds across the gulf of species, might be humanity's greatest strength. It wasn't just about technology or innovation. It was about the capacity to inspire, to evolve, to bring out the best in others, even in the darkest of times. Aria pulled back from the embrace, her eyes shining with a new determination. "You're right," she said, her tone resolute. "We're not done fighting. And perhaps this fear, this hope, perhaps they're tools too, in their own way." With renewed vigor, they returned to their work. Aria, embracing her newfound emotions alongside her logical mind, brought a new dimension to their efforts. She began to inspire the human teams in ways she never had before, not just with her knowledge, but with her growing understanding of motivation, teamwork, and the power of shared purpose. As the Lightbringer project entered its final phases, Zara couldn't help but marvel at how far they'd come. Humanity stood on the brink of either its greatest triumph or its final hour, and beside them stood Aria, no longer just an alien ally, but a true friend who had grown and changed through her contact with humanity. Whatever the outcome of their desperate plan, Zara knew that this connection, this mutual growth and understanding, was a victory in itself. In the face of cosmic destruction, they had forged something beautiful and unprecedented, a true bridge between species, a shared evolution that held the promise of a brighter future for all. As the final preparations for the activation of the Lightbringer network began, Zara and Aria stood side by side, ready to face whatever came next. The fate of Earth, of humanity, of countless alien civilizations hung in the balance, but they would face it together, human and alien, united in purpose and in spirit. United front. The day of reckoning had arrived. Earth's orbital space was now crowded with an intricate network of satellites, each one a testament to the unprecedented collaboration between human ingenuity and alien technology. The Lightbringer project was ready for its ultimate test, and the stakes couldn't have been higher. Zara and Aria stood in the control center of the International Space Station, which had been repurposed as the command hub for the operation. Around them, a diverse team of the brightest minds from every corner of the globe worked in tense harmony, their focus absolute. Through the station's reinforced windows, they could see the edge of the void, a shimmering distortion that seemed to devour the very stars themselves. It was terrifyingly beautiful, a cosmic force that defied comprehension. "All systems a go," announced Dr. Rossi, her voice tight with anticipation. "Lightbringer network is powered up and ready for activation." Admiral Harrison, who had personally overseen the military aspects of the project, stepped forward. "Captain Chen, Aria," he said, his gruff voice softened by the gravity of the moment, "you two started this. I think it's only fitting that you finish it, whenever you're ready." Zara and Aria exchanged a look. In that moment, volumes were spoken without a word. The journey that had brought them here, the bonds forged, the evolution they had both undergone, it all culminated in this instant. Together? Zara asked, extending her hand towards the activation console. Aria's skin shimmered with a kaleidoscope of emotions: fear, hope, determination, and something that could only be described as love. Together, she affirmed, her hand joining Zara's. As one, they pressed the activation sequence. For a heart-stopping moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, with a brilliance that outshone the stars themselves, the Lightbringer network sprang to life. A web of pure energy spread across Earth's orbit, each satellite a nexus point in a lattice of hope. The light energy field expanded, reaching out towards the encroaching void. As the two forces met, reality itself seemed to warp and bend. The view screens in the control center flickered with interference, and a low, bone-deep hum resonated through the station. "It's working," Dr. Rossi shouted over the din, her eyes fixed on the readings flooding her screens. "The void is being deflected." Indeed, before their very eyes, the inexorable advance of the void began to slow, then stop, then gradually change course. Like a river diverted by a dam, the cosmic destruction flowed around the shield of light, leaving Earth and its solar system untouched. A cheer went up in the control center, quickly spreading to every corner of the globe as the news was broadcast. Humanity had faced its greatest threat and emerged victorious. But Zara and Aria knew this was only the beginning. In the days that followed, as the immediate danger passed and the reality of their success sank in, a new era dawned for Earth and its place in the galaxy. Aria, no longer needing to hide her true nature, revealed herself to the world. The revelation that an alien had worked alongside humanity to save Earth was met with awe, gratitude, and a surge of global unity unlike anything in human history. Leaders from nations across the world convened in an emergency summit, with Aria as the guest of honor. The question on everyone's mind: what next? It was Zora who proposed the ambitious plan that would shape the future of human-alien relations. "The void may have been diverted from Earth," she addressed the assembly, "but it still threatens countless other worlds. We have the technology, we have the knowledge, and now we have the experience. I propose we take the Lightbringer project to the stars. Let's use what we've learned to help other civilizations, to forge alliances, and to take our place as protectors of the galaxy." The proposal was met with resounding approval. Earth had been given a second chance, and there was a collective determination to make the most of it. Over the next few years, humanity underwent a profound transformation. With Aria's guidance and the technology developed for the Lightbringer project, Earth's space program advanced by leaps and bounds. The first interstellar embassy was established, opening diplomatic channels with Aria's people and other alien civilizations. Zara found herself at the forefront of this new age of exploration and cooperation. She led missions to distant stars, helped establish Lightbringer networks around vulnerable worlds, and fostered understanding between species that had once seemed incomprehensibly alien. Aria, for her part, became a bridge between worlds in more ways than one. Her unique perspective, blending the logic of her species with the emotion and intuition she had gained from humanity, made her an invaluable diplomat and innovator. As Earth's influence spread across the galaxy, so too did its spirit of unity and resilience. The face of cosmic destruction had brought out the best in humanity, and that best self now reached for the stars with open hands and open hearts. One evening, years after their first encounter in that lonely space station, Zara and Aria stood on the observation deck of Earth's first interstellar ship, the HSS Unity. Before them stretched an array of stars, each one a potential home, a potential ally, a new frontier to explore. "Did you ever imagine it would turn out like this?" Zara asked, a smile playing on her lips. Aria's skin shimmered with warm, joyful colors. "Never," she admitted. "My people have traveled the stars for eons, but we never dreamed of finding a species quite like yours. You humans, You never cease to amaze me." Zara chuckled, reaching out to squeeze Aria's hand. "We aim to please," she said lightly, before her tone turned more serious. "We couldn't have done it without you, though. You gave us the chance we needed, the knowledge we lacked." "And you gave me something equally precious," Aria replied softly. "A new way of seeing the universe, a family." As they stood there, human and alien united in friendship and shared purpose, the stars seemed to shine a little brighter. The galaxy was vast and full of wonders, and humanity was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Together, they had not only saved Earth, but had ushered in a new age of interstellar cooperation. The threat of the void still loomed in the distant reaches of space, but it no longer seemed insurmountable. United, there was no force in the universe that could stand against them. As the HSS Unity prepared for its next jump into the unknown, Zara and Aria exchanged a look of excitement and determination. The greatest adventure in human history was just beginning, and they were ready to meet it head-on. The stars awaited, and humanity, hand in hand with their new alien allies, was ready to answer their call.